Hello, Happy New Year. Okay, here we go. I think we're back. I think I'm back. Happy New Year. I'm here in my top city, Topeka fit right here. I got the jeans on. I got the house shoes with the black top. And of course, you know, I have to have my trucker hat right here. And then also because my dishwasher is still on the fritz and I really don't feel like getting it fixed right now. So I've been washing all my dishes. I've got a never-ending supply of plastic cups to drink out of. I got a little key lime sparkling water here because I have a lot to do. I have got, as this trucker hat suggests, a long way to go and a short time to get there. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start off with, I hope everyone had a safe and great, New Year's Eve kind of thing going on. You know, what happened to me was I ended up getting that weird kind of congestive flu thing that everybody kind of had. I got lucky though, because, right after I did this live on Tuesday, I woke up congested. But, in Kansas City, the weather's been a little weird. It's been hot. It's been hot. It's been cold. It's been hot. It's been cold. So I did not think too much of it. Okay. I was like, okay, it's fine. Whatever. And so then I am like, wow, this congestion, like I'm taking some things. I'm always drinking my hot water. This isn't really going away. And I thought, well, but still the weather has changed. And I'm like, it's fine. I'm like, if I get body aches, I'm probably kind of sick. Well, I woke up the following morning, I think it was like Thursday, and the body aches had come. I was just like, oh my gosh. So then I just kind of spent, the rest of the time just kind of like, not really going anywhere. I did have to go do one errand. I was masked up and everything like that. But for the most part, I just kind of kept a really low profile, and I feel a lot better. I'm a little right now I'm a little congested, but I don't have the symptoms. It's more because, again, the weather is kind of weird. And so I've been drinking a lot of water, trying to rest. And, I was trying to get my hair all together. But I think I was like, you know what? In the end, does it really even matter at this point? So I'm like, I'm getting my hair done next week. So I'm like, you know what? I can bring back the Topeka. So I might do this. I might do this for this show, obviously. And then next week, because I get my hair done next Wednesday. So you'll see the Topeka side of me. I know you guys think of me as being glamorous and all that stuff. But I was raised in Topeka, okay? And it's gonna just come out, okay? Okay, so speaking of that, I am gonna start off with kind of a olive tapenade inspired spread. I'm not gonna call it a pure authentic tapenade because it's not. I am missing the garlic because again, I'm a pantry cook, and I was like, I've got onions, so we're gonna make it work with onions. I do have the capers. And so whenever I cook with capers, and you're like, what are capers? I'm going to go ahead, and I know some people know, but some people do not know. So I'm going to show you what capers are. And they're kind of brine. They're these little briny things. And they are whoa, I just spilled that. So speaking of the brine, just kind of came out there. Have to wipe that up later. But they're these little kind of pops of salty goodness. And you have them in a lot of Mediterranean, and I've even had them in some Middle Eastern dishes. I like them. I think they add a nice little pop of salt, but what I don't like to do is if I'm going to have something where I'm going to use it for a couple of days, I don't like to put too many capers in there because it can kind of give it a weird briny taste. Just FYI. Okay, so with the tapenade, there's going to have to be olives. Now that is a requirement. I've got some green olives. Now check this out. Last year, I cannot remember, it was for my birthday, and the person who bought them for me, if you watch this video, girl, and you're like, girl, I bought this for your birthday last year. I can't remember, but they are pitted manzanilla olives. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. And so I've got probably it's a quarter cup in this half cup. We're putting those in here, and they're pitted. There's no pits in there or anything like that. Then I went to Hy-Vee because I knew I was going to make this. And, for the longest time, I could only find olives in the cans. And I thought they used to sell them I felt like I used to get them in the jars back in the day. It's a deep cut. But they actually have these in containers now. So you can just kind of, take them to go. And then there you go. So this is about not quite a half a cup, but almost there. It's probably, hang on, well, this is a 2/3 cup. So it's at the half, it's at the half mark here. So maybe it is about a half a cup. So I've got this all in here. And so the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm kind of moving things around in here. So before I started this, I had to do some prep. So I've got some white onions in here. Then I also have like I've got some chopped up red peppers, and then I have got like chopped up grape tomatoes. And so there's a couple different ways you can do this. And the last time I made a tapenade, it was like, I feel like, was the pandemic still going on? The last time I made one of these, I can't remember. I feel like time is soup. But what I like to do is I like to saute the ingredients. And so I've also seasoned it with, I've got some black pepper. I put some basil in here as well. And what I think I might do, and again, I just did little shakes of the basil, and I just did probably the equivalent of a teaspoon of the pepper. And so what I think I'm going to do, I think I have the equivalent of, I'm going to do a little harissa in here. Now, generally harissa is not on here, but you know, it's me, so I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Okay, get this over here. So this is about it's 3/4 of a tablespoon. So we're putting that harissa in there. I still got some left over. Yay. I know it's come a long way since I first got it on Amazon, but I am not done yet. I feel like that one guy, wait, there's more. I'm going to take about a 1/2 tablespoon of lemon juice in here as well. Just get that in there. It's going to give it kind of a nice little lemony thing. Hello, Mr. Jeff. I hope that you are doing well. Okay. And so this is what I've got in here. If you're just joining me, I am doing this kind of black olive, green olive, tapenade inspired spread, because I don't want to call it a full-on tapenade because I'm not using garlic. I'm just kind of using what I have, and I'm going to use the onions for the garlic. I've got grape tomatoes in here. I've got I've got a couple of capers, probably like the equivalent of a half a teaspoon of capers, because I do like them, but because I know I am going to be I'm going to be using this, probably going to take me a couple days to go through this. Sometimes the capers, when you put them in there, it's a little too much brine for me. Some people are into that. I am not. Okay, so let's do a 1/4 cup. And I'm just putting, this is a 1/3 cup technically, but it has like a little marker for a 1/4 cup. So I'm going to do that with the olive oil. And I would put, like, usually I would do less, but because I've got some other things in here. Now, the last time I made this, I've actually made tapenade both ways, where I saute a little bit of the, I'm going to move this out of the way. I saute the olives with it. So I'm not going to do this for very long, and I'm not going to do it on a super high heat. I just need it to kind of like, you know, cook along, because then it'll help me when I go to blend it. Okay, I'm just going to get this out of the way. So you can see this right here. Oh, it can. Okay. So this was a very intensive kind of chopping thing, getting everything together for this. So I do apologize if I'm a little frazzled, because I was like, oh wow, I've got to keep on chopping. I got to keep on chopping. Okay, and I think you can see this. So I've already washed this potato. So this is the potato slicing part of it. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and turn this down a little bit. This is kind of smoking. Must be something on the burner. Oh, there's something on that burner. Okay. Well, we're not going to try to do anything with that. We're just going to put it on another burner. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this over here, and we're just going to kind of let that go. I don't want to sear it too hard. I've got it on 4, but I'm not going to keep it on there forever. What's up, Miss Ticey? So right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chop this potato. So what I've been doing lately is, instead of getting a whole bag of potatoes, because then it's a race against time to finish all of them, I'm getting one big potato and I'm slicing it, or I'm cutting it into fourths. Now, this is not a big enough one to really cut into fourths, but they do have those really big potatoes. I'll cut that into fourths, and that's kind of like what I do for potatoes. And I also usually have some kind of frozen bag of fries. I really like waffle fries, just for like a quick kind of thing. If I have to like throw together like a breaded sandwich or something, I can just throw those in the air fryer But at least once a week, I want to kind of do this home fry kind of thing. Let's see here, and this is like, can I have a bigger knife? I don't think I have a bigger knife in there. It's somewhere, but it's not here. So we're going to make do. Okay. Usually I use a bigger knife for this. I don't know what I was thinking. We're just going to cut it one more time, and then we'll have we'll have 2 little potato heels there. So that is going to be a lot of fun. And now, let's see here. I think what I need to do is I need to go ahead and rinse this out, and then I'm going to start putting the potatoes in there. Okay, so I am so excited, you guys. What's up, Miss Amy? I'm so excited because, you know, I talked about it in my last live that I have sumac. I haven't cooked with it in a very long time. And so I got some, and because I'm going to stuff the, I'm going to actually put part of the tapenade, I'm going to stuff it in the mushrooms that I made. And let me just show you these mushrooms really quickly here. So, you know, I've done this before. But I took these and I sauteed these in sumac and a little bit extra virgin olive oil and just a little bit of lemon juice. And so good. The sumac has this nice fragrant kind of taste. It does not perfume me, but it's got a nice fragrant taste. Like anytime I taste sumac, I would swear to you that I'm sitting outside. I'm somewhere like in some kind of like, you know, foreign country someplace. And I'm just enjoying life, right? I'm like sitting in like maybe in an orange grove, or I'm sorry, a lemon grove, something like that. But that's what I'm doing. Anytime I have sumac, that's what it makes me think of. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit, I'm going to do like the quarter cup here of the extra virgin olive oil. Man, that is like really cooking. Okay, let's just turn you down a little bit. It's getting sassy over there. Okay. So I've got this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, where's the sumac, guys? Where are you, sumac? It's right here. Okay. So I am going to get, so this is like a half a tablespoon. Hang on. Oof. Okay. Okay, so I got about a half a tablespoon in here. Yes, the 6th day, yes. Okay. So I've got this half a tablespoon in here. I want to make sure you get all of the goodness in there. And then we're just going to do a little bit of this, just going to put a little bit of the lemon juice in it. We just want a little bit of lemon, and then I'll grind a little pepper. So I've got, I think that's more of like a quarter tablespoon in there, because I didn't fill that all the way. And then I'm going to just do a couple of shakes on this grinder, because I haven't had a pepper grinder in a while. I used to have a really fancy pepper mill, and so what I would end up doing is I'd end up bringing it to work, you know, when I was going into the office and stuff like that, and then sometimes I'd be like, gosh, I'd forget it at work, and then it would just disappear magically, and I don't, you know, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but I'm like, huh, that's strange. Okay, so we're moving the sumac out of the way. And let's see here. I'm going to actually move this out because I want to go higher with this. I'm going to take you higher. Okay. Whew. There we go. Okay, so let's do that. Get this right here. I know it's like, you know, I haven't done this in a whole week. It's almost like I left all of my know-how back in 2025. Okay. I feel like this is hot. Okay, girl, you're hot over here. Okay, you know what I actually might want to do is stir this a little bit. Let's see here. Let's stir you a little bit. This smells so good. Get it around a little bit. Okay, and this smells so, I wish you guys were here to smell how good. That smells really delicious right there. Okay, so now this is what we're doing. I'm going to take this, I'm just kind of like dipping it in here. Oh, come on, come on. Now I could just brush it in, but I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of want to just kind of do like more of a bigger dip here, because I've tried it with just the simple brush on, and I feel like it doesn't do anything. Hang on, let's get this out of here. Okay, so this is more of like a personal preference on how to do this. Let's go ahead. It's probably faster because I didn't put a ton of oil in here, so that's why. And also, this is a deeper dish. I don't have a shallow dish. I didn't bring out a shallow dish this time, so we're just going to go ahead because we want the oil to get on here. And then I will put a little bit more sumac on there. The sumac on potatoes and rice, divine, really good on meat as well. Let's see here. Let's get more. I just kind of want to give it the essence. Okay, I think I have one more. Okay, we want the essence of the sumac right here. Okay, and then I'm going to go through and get it on there. Okay, I really do feel all Topeka T-Town in this outfit. I even have like the dangly silver earrings on to kind of go with the mesh back of this hat. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm so happy that I get to kind of have a casual night. Although I do kind of like walking around in like my get-ups and stuff. This is like, going straight back to work after the holidays. It's just kind of like, oh wow, we're like jarred into it. Okay, so we're going to do this. So what I like to do, and I always do trial and error on these things, I like to kind of use this and just do one side. I just want to do one side of it with the seasoning. And because I've done it before where I have both sides on there, and then it feels like the texture gets weird. So I'm just going to do a little bit of here, just a little bit. Again, I just want the essence of the sumac. I don't have to drown it. I just kind of want to see, just a little bit. So I would say, I'm just doing a shake here. Now, if you want to measure it out, it probably would be maybe kind of like a half a teaspoon of something. It really depends on your preference. Okay. This is enough. And now I'm going to put this into my oven for about, I'm going to do it at 350 degrees. So it's probably going to take a little longer. We're going to preheat this a little bit because I forgot to do that. But so I do this for like maybe an hour at 350 degrees. At the half-hour mark, I kind of see what's going on. Now, sometimes I do flip them, but a lot of times I don't flip them because there's not a lot here, so they don't need to be flipped. Now, if I'd made them smaller, I would go ahead and like flip them just because. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and kind of let it, just because, I'm like, okay, it's smaller, they're going to burn faster. But these are pretty thickly cut. So that's just my preference. I've done it both ways where I've got, okay, half hour, I'm going to turn them, whatever. But generally, I just put these in for an hour. I check. And if the thing is that your oven for the most part, unless you're new and you haven't really done a lot of baking in your oven. If like I kind of know what my oven can do, so that's why I do like an hour. I've seen different things where it's like, oh, do 250 for like an hour and a half. Like I've seen all the different things on the internet. Everyone has their preference, but I like to do the hour. And if for some reason they're not cooked all, like if I feel like, oh, there's just kind of like whatever, I have been known to cut these in half, bring it back on, put them in for 15 minutes, and then there you go, right? So I have been I'm guilty of doing that kind of stuff as a home cook. Okay, so looks like it's almost ready, not quite ready. And I think that's probably the key, right? Just making sure that you hit that preheating. I don't like to put potatoes in a cold oven. I have done it before, I'm not even gonna lie, but it throws me off as far as like when I start like, trying to time it, like how much does it need? And then either I neglect them or I'm like, just like watching it. I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure, like I'm just watching this thing, kind of like you're watching an egg hatching or something like that. Okay, let's see here. Go ahead. Here we go. And in my oven, I put things in horizontally. That's kind of like they cook. I notice my potatoes cook better when I do it that way. Like if I just put them in horizontally. Okay, now we are coming back to this. This is I think this is ready. Just gonna get this out of the way. Oh, bring this on down. Okay. Whew, this is steaming, you guys. This is totally steaming, and it's like it's thinning out. It's like it's soft enough for me. I'm gonna go ahead and I feel like the flavors have kind of gotten together. So I'm gonna go ahead and first I'm gonna unplug my charger here because I think I have more than enough charge for that. Okay, I don't know what happened. Like it did something. It like moved my thing and then it blanked out, but we're back. Okay. Now I haven't used this in a long time, and I do have a food processor, but I because I'm not doing anything too complex, I think that I'm gonna go ahead and use this right here instead of like my food processor. This smells so good. It smells so good. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Okay. Oof. I can smell the lemon, like the lemon juice is really I'm so glad that, I like to cook with citrus. I know not everybody does. Some people have like stomach issues. They can't have that acid, but oh my gosh, I love cooking with citrus. It's like so much fun to do that. Okay, now I think, let's get everything off of here. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this. Okay. Okay, let's see. You know what? Let's put a little bit of just a little bit more of lemon juice in here. Okay, so this has got, I got a 1/4 cup in here just because I want it to, Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Now, I've got different settings on here. I've got like a super puree. I've got a salsa chop. I've got a smoothie extract. So what I like to do is I'm going to start with just kind of like the salsa chop. Okay, what we got? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Now I did not use, so I've got, it's a lighter color. That's why I'm calling it like, Tapenade inspired. I don't have the full on red because I only put probably, I didn't do like a full on with all the peppers because I didn't want it to be super hot in there. So I just kind of wanted like a taste of this. And so what I'm going to start doing now is I'm actually going to, let me see here. I'm going to get a glass container. I'm going to take this off of here because this is fully unplugged. You got to be really careful when you're dealing with those things. You want to make sure everything is unplugged and nothing is going to, get your fingers or anything like that. Okay, so go ahead. I'm going to stir this out into this small container because I just kind of wanted to do like a little bit of this. Okay. And then I'm going to use the rest of it to fill in a couple of the mushrooms. Okay. So now this is what I have right here. It's kind of like, you're like, wait, it's kind of like, it's a lighter color. I mean, some people would say it kind of has a salsa kind of thing to it. A little, it's like it could pass for a salsa, but it's really not. So this is what we're gonna do. This is the taste test, okay? This is really good. You can taste the olives. you can taste just a little bit of the capers. Just a little bit. For me, the capers are kind of like, remember that old story, The Princess and the Pea? And the whole story that they were trying to figure out, like, it was a stormy night, and this, this bedraggled woman comes, and there's, all these other princesses in the princess candidates, I should say, and because this woman's trying to marry off her son, all this stuff, the story. And so the only real one, but they put like a pea underneath the mattress to see who would, say anything. And they say, hey, how did you sleep? And all these women were like, it was so good. It was the best bed ever. And then the bedraggled woman was like, oh my gosh, I could barely sleep. There's something like a rock or something I was sleeping on. And that's the real princess. So yeah, it's kind of like that with the capers, right? Like just a little bit will do you, okay? Otherwise you're like, oh my gosh, all you can taste are the capers. Okay, so now I'm going to move this. Put this here. So earlier when I started this show, I was telling you how, I ended up getting sick. And so also that meant I could not film the smaller videos I was planning on doing, but I'm going to be able to do that this weekend. So I'm excited about that. Okay. Now I have a spoon. I'm not going to add this to all of the mushrooms here, but I am going to add it to some of them, a couple of them, because technically, and usually I don't do this, I have not had dinner, you guys. I have not had dinner. So I'm stuffing these mushrooms with this tapenade. And keep in mind, the mushrooms were sauteed in extra virgin olive oil. I'll just use the biggest ones here. Extra virgin olive oil and sumac and lemon juice. So I got these right here, ready to go. I think that's enough. Okay. Now I need to get the rest of this out. Ooh. Okay, so I will definitely take pictures, but this is what we have right here for just look at the stuffed ones. I'll take pictures of them after I get off the live. Yeah, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I feel like I look at this and I'm like, I need green though. Like I'm looking at the color and I'm like, okay, I need some sort of green situation. So I think what I'm going to do is, and again, I will take a picture. I'm going to use some green top onions. So there you go. Use those. Some scallions. We're going to do that. I'm going to put that over there for when I take pictures. I'll wash it and everything when I take pictures. And now I'm going to continue kind of digging this out because I want to make sure I don't waste anything because this is so good. Something else you could do is that you could probably put this, and again, it depends on your preference. Everybody is different. I've got pita bread. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do tonight is do some kind of pita bread, a grilled pita bread with, some of those mushrooms. And then I guess I have to figure out like a protein situation. I do have some ground beef. I guess I could brown up if I needed to do that. We'll see. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I might just end up just showing you the bread and showing you the tapenade. But yeah, this is a perfect little dipping bread. You could use it as a spread. Okay, I think I have everything. Oof, so much. Yeah, I think this is probably all I'm going to be able to get out of here. But yeah, I think I might do that. I might just do some kind of spread with it. You could put it on toast if you wanted to do I think it's great if you did some kind. You could use this, spread it on like toasted bread, and then maybe do some chicken, like a breaded piece of chicken there. That would be really, really, really good, I think. Okay, so I'm going to get this out of the way. I don't have a mocktail tonight because I did the potatoes and I was like, okay, I can only do so much because I am getting kind of like hungry and all that stuff. And generally I know I have everything ready, but I ended up taking a nap before I came on here. And then I was like, okay, it was like 5:45 and I was like, okay, I got to prep like I've never prepped before because I have like for my New Year's resolutions, I usually do them, and I'm really good at keeping mine. And I know everyone is different, and I do think you can start a New Year's resolution anytime you want to. You can do that in March or October, whatever it is. But so one of my resolutions was to, I mean, I've been learning Spanish for a long time. Like I speak it and all that other stuff, but I've been doing a refresher on Spanish, and I thought, you know what? Let's make this the year of Eastern Asian languages. So back in the day, probably I graduated from college that summer, I learned Mandarin and Cantonese, Chinese, okay? There was no internet. I was bored. There was a cute boy I kind of liked the whole thing. Anyways, so then when I got to Minnesota, I got good enough. I could actually go to order. There's a place called, I think it was called Hop Wong or something in Minneapolis. And I would go and order, and it would freak them out so much that I could order and Chinese and stuff like that. Now listen, if people talk too fast, I was like, you know what, I can't do it. I would jump into English right away and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is not the George you're looking for, okay? But I thought, okay, you know what? Let's get that back on there, right? But I couldn't read it or anything like that. I could just speak it. I am a musician, and a lot of times when you're a singer or musician, you can pick up on foreign languages pretty quickly because you can hear all the different tones, and you can repeat them and all that other stuff. But that doesn't mean you can always understand what people are saying. So anyways, long story short, then I was like, oh man, this is so cool. And then I moved to California, and I started working for a Japanese company. So then I took Japanese. I went to West LA, and I took Japanese for a semester, and I got halfway decent at that. And I could actually draw like the different characters and all that, because they have like the kanji and the katakana, and then the hiragana. And the hiragana is what I was really good at. But anyways, then I stopped doing that because I was like doing other things. The recession hit. So now, first quarter, I'm doing Mandarin Chinese. Second quarter, I'm doing Japanese because I've taken these languages before, so I know them. The third quarter, I am doing either Vietnamese or Korean. And so those are kind of the things. Like all this year, I'm doing all Asian languages. Like I'm doing that on a quarterly basis, and that's like my New Year's resolution. So I've been doing 2 lessons a day, 2 in Spanish, 2 in Chinese, in Mandarin Chinese. So that's kind of like, I get up early, I do that. Plus, I did that book thing for the November thing that they used to do, like the National Novel Writing Month thing. So I finished that in 2023, and then I would sort of pick it back up. And then I'm like, okay, I got to I got to lighten up the story. So I've changed it all around, and I'm back writing that. Like I'm back writing 500 words a day. I'm still going to podcast. I'm still going to blog. I'm still going to go out and live life. But I figure, I'm like, you know what? It's time to really batten down and not just finish things and put them down. It's time to see everything all the way through. So my resolutions and my word for the year is implementation. And my resolutions are basically things that I didn't finish before. So I'm picking up things back up again, and I'm just seeing them through this time. So anyways, that is my TED Talk. And if you guys want more information about me, you can go to AuntLainey'sKitchen.com. I am on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube under Aunt Lainey's Kitchen as well. And then I was maybe last month, I did an interview with Mike's Kitchen on YouTube. And so that was kind of a fun thing. They have a fun podcast there. They talk about food and drinks and all that other stuff and just things in general. They're actually a lot of fun. So Mike and Thomas do that show. And, and again, they're Minnesotans. And so I'm Minnesotan. I was born there, all that stuff, lived there for 6 years after college. So, I consider myself kind of a Minnesotan, sorta, as they say, a little bit. So yeah, but it was really fun, and I really felt my accent, my Minnesota accent that is natural to me, coming all the way back out. Okay. On that note, you guys, take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.